Welcome back to The Edge. Is Google Ads emailing your opted-out customers? No structured data? No problem, I guess. And the top SEO podcast for 2022. Yeah, no, gratuitous plug there. You're listening to News from The Edge from the week of February 7th, 2022, here on Edge of the Web Radio.
From the Edge of the Web studios, here's what we're looking at this week.
This is Edge of the Web Radio. I'm your host, Aaron Sparks, a host of Edge here, owner of Site Strategics, a digital marketing firm based in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're covering SEO and digital marketing news of the week here, separate from our weekly interview, getting more news to you more quickly and basically continually pissing off Mordy because that's actually grammatically correct. Be sure to check out all the recent shows over at edgeofthewebradio.com. This is the Site Strategics Digital Marketing News Desk. We're proud to have Site Strategics as the title sponsor of Edge this week. Our digital marketing team is excellent at results-based agile marketing. We'll talk a bit about what we do during the show, but check all of what we do over at sitestrategics.com. S-I-T-E strategics.com. All right. Hey, just a quick note. Yeah, you see something on the screen here. Again, our audio listener can't see this, so we're going to tell you. We're 10 years old this month. It's a special month. We're 10 years old. Our first show started to post podcasts on February 4th, 10:44 a.m., 2012. That's a friggin' lot of talking. So we've been blessed with great support of top talent and thought leaders over the years. Just want to say thank you to them. Also want to give a shout out to past and present team members that have contributed to the success. Want to give a shout out to Tom Broadbeck and Douglas Carr in particular. Thank you so much, guys. And especially with our team here of Jacob Mann, Allie Coons, and Clay Gillespie. Thank you very much for all you guys do on the show. So if you're catching us on Twitter, we're sending out some really cool videos that, unbeknownst to me, a lot of the guests have been on the show before, of jumping in and giving us a 10-year birthday greeting. And we really do appreciate that. Kind of brought a tear to my eye whenever I saw that on Friday. So thanks, guys, for hiding that from me as best you could. But you know I tracked everything, right? Okay. All of a sudden, I see tracked emails going on. Okay, I just can't look. All right, joining me on the show this week to get his take on all things digital marketing is Mordy Oberstein, head of communications over at SEMrush. Mordy, how you doing? What's going on in your world?
What did the studio used to look like?
What did the studio used to look like?
Oh, yes,
Mordy, you should be an actor. Like, you nailed your line so well.
Oh, Lord.
I am going to share a video now, and it's only for the video audience. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we're gonna jump right into like how awesome this video was. Go check our Twitter feed or check the YouTube version of this, because we've put together a sweet setup for Aaron and everyone else to see how the studio has progressed over the years. So
fantastic.
Go ahead and enjoy that right now.
This is Edge of the Web with Aaron Sparks.
Good morning. This is Edge of the Web with Aaron Sparks, brought to you by Site Strategics. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. By the way, you can also stream us on WXNT, and you can also listen. Good morning, Indianapolis. This is Edge of the Web Radio, presented to you by Site Strategics. I'm Aaron Sparks. Don't be a piece of cyber driftwood out there. Find out where you may be missing some opportunity.
Hey, this is Edge of the Web Radio. One of the main pillars we're talking about on search engine marketing is link building. Hey, we wish you a great weekend. Make sure to check out our must-see videos inside of Edge of the Web Radio. That is Edge of the Web Radio. We'll talk to you real soon. We're regularly videoing all of these radio spots, and we're doing some great screenshots of the different articles and different bullet points on the. And you know, every once in a while, you'll see a flying monkey go across the screen. The rankings change based on who's searching from where.
Yeah.
So you could be searching from Indianapolis, and guess what? Your rankings are going to change if you're searching from
Greenwood.
Yeah. Aaron Sparks here with Edge of the Web Radio here at Forbes Innovation Summit in Indianapolis. And lo and behold, I found somebody I wanted to speak with, and this is Mr. Steve Forbes. How are you doing, sir? So call tracking gives you plenty of information to help you determine what actual return on investment, and that's so many times that from the C-level standpoint, that's what you have to understand. Well, welcome back to The Edge. Did you know that today is a very special day? And we're actually Facebook live streaming on this one. Enlightened on that blog. I tell you what, there's a heck of a lot of stuff there on a regular basis. So this is Edge of the Web Radio. Check it out on the 200th episode. Do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Hey, we're actually broadcasting from Edge Media Studios, downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. Every week we bring you the latest marketing trends and digital marketing influencers. You can check out all of our recent shows at edgeofthewebradio.com. Thanks for joining us here on our live stream of Edge of the Web Radio. Thanks for joining us on Periscope as well as Facebook. Thanks for listening to Edge of the Web, and we will talk to you next week. Do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so this is Edge of the Web Radio, episode 350. Woohoo! You don't even have a sound effect for me. Hands clapping.
I could sing.
This is Edge of the Web Radio. I'm your host, Aaron Sparks, owner of Site Strategics. Every week we bring you amazing guests to chat with and about trending digital marketing topics. That's amazing. Boy, I look fat. God. Thank you. Wow. Who's going to clean this up?
I actually brought my vacuum today because I wasn't sure if there was one here. So I thought this through.
Oh, that's
Wait,
awesome.
you mean you thought how long you been working there for?
And you don't know there's a vacuum here.
No, I didn't know.
No,
no,
he thought
no.
no one vacuumed the floors the whole time.
No, I know the people vacuum the floor. I don't know if they bring their own equipment or if we have a closet with a vacuum. So I brought one just in case.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, that was amazing, seeing all those different shots and
again, if you're listening on the podcast, your only choice is to check out the YouTube channel or jump on the Twitter.
or don't be a piece of cyber driftwood, because evidently that's the thing, right?
We know that you said it by at least, I think it was the 14th or 15th episode there. You may have said it sooner, but
oh wow,
you know, I grabbed that one specifically because I heard you say it
right
in the outro, and I was like, well, he's been saying this from basically the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Woof.
So
that was a lot of talking. That's a lot of stuff that we did over the years, man.
There were like two shots where you're wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
One where you're wearing a green shirt.
Sports
it was
jacket.
blue and black checkered.
It was, yeah. I mean,
I
I
like
don't
that. That was
waver.
a lot.
I don't waver that much. All I'm seeing is, boy, I need to go back on the diet because shots of me 40 pounds lighter in that. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
We also like the one where it looked like you had a buzz cut.
Yeah. It was like a Duke Silver.
I look good though. I look good. 10 years,
10
dude.
years.
I can't get past 100 episodes in any of my podcast. 10 years, dude.
I just don't know if this was just a vanity play the entire time. That's what I'm struggling with that. Just kidding. We had a great time, and there was a lot of contributors into this over the years. Doug Carr jumped in for a number of episodes here in the early years, and Tom Broadpeck was in steers of this for a very, very long time. So we certainly thank everybody that has helped, and we thank you, Mordy, because
you're welcome.
you give us
You're
somebody
welcome.
to talk
I'm here.
about
I'm here for you.
after the show, right? Yeah, you entertain us.
Yeah. That's I'm the show's monkey. Just here to dance.
Flying monkeys.
Morty is single-handedly increasing my editing budget. So
I'm the best job security you ever had.
so true.
Hey, Jacob.
All right, so Natty actually wanted some beeps going on, so we're going to figure that one out. All right, we got a news article. Hey, how about this? From Search Engine Land. Thank you very much, guys. That was awesome. From Search Engine Land, Kirk Williams actually lit up this inside of LinkedIn as he came across it, and it was pretty interesting. We want to bring it up to your attention as quickly as we could. Are you showing Gmail ads to your customers who have already unsubscribed? So basically, they have a client. They have a few angry customers here, really angry customers, angry because they had unsubscribed from their client, Kirk's client's emails, but they keep on seeing the client in the Gmail inboxes. So There was a clamoring going on. Finally, their client actually reached out and talked to them and tried to find out what was going on. They researched, they investigated, they were scratching their heads, and they realized that this was actually, I mean, they're the supporting ad agency for their shopping ads, and they immediately suspected that this was due to a campaign type of that Google has actually created a couple of years ago, smart shopping campaigns. Okay, so they actually went back over to Google and they went back and forth with the Google team, and the email they actually shared in the correspondence. The correspondence was shared in the post here. They confirmed that that was indeed what was happening. Google said, thanks for writing back to us. They've consulted with a wider team and found that smart shopping campaigns could send email to customers as it automatically targets people from different networks, search, shopping, YouTube, Gmail, the display network, and the like. The email could land in an inbox, promotions, or spam and placement exclusions for smart shopping campaign that's not supported in Gmail and YouTube at the campaign level or account level. So that's what was really happening here. And that's the thing is Google actually sending ads through the system directly to customers that have already opted out. Well, that's literally what was going on there. Kirk did bring to attention the fact that there's a level of savviness, right? It's that the receiving the receiving party really didn't understand is being demonstrated as an ad, right? And Judy Marvin actually jumped into the thread inside of LinkedIn and was talking about this. Immediately told them that she was going to be taking it to the Google ad group, but also recognized that these ads were being moved into the promotion tab, not the main tab. But are we expecting our email recipients or our email customers to be able to actually know that side of the equation? So there's a big hot mess in this space, and it does bring up a bit of a nuanced approach that we need to look at. Is that even though you have some direct connection, a lot of direct connection to customers, they are experiencing so many different digital touch points. You can actually overlap and negatively affect your brand without actually knowing that you're doing it. So there's a scenario, Morty, and I know paid's not your space, but from a digital touch ignorance standpoint, what do you think about what Kirk was talking about, and what should customers actually know, or should we expect our customers to know anything about the ad space?
Well, this is actually a topic I'm into. Like, if you're asking me about setting up your PPC campaign instead of Google Ads, I am not interested. But no, this is really interesting because one is the user doesn't know. They see ad. It's okay, always, but they don't know that it's automated. You see this all the time, by the way, with people go, oh yeah, I saw your your banner ad show up on a page about, I don't know, like, whatever horrible thing that whatever. I don't want to say any horrible things on air. Mm-hmm. Hey Jacob, shit. Outside of those horrible things, they don't realize that it's just automated. You have nothing to do with that, which is, but it's a major. It's gone off. It's on steroids, and it's a problem. And there's no solution to this. I don't think there's any solution to this. Mm-mm. You're at the point where the ecosystem is so aggressive.
Right.
It's so aggressive, and they're not going to tone it down. I mean, God bless Jenny. She's wonderful. She'll bring it to it. But that's like you're solving the symptom as opposed to treating the disease, kind of thing.
Right.
Where they're not going to back off on being so aggressive. I mean, look, there was an article that Lily Ray wrote about a great article about e-commerce showing that Google's losing, their ad revenue is increasing, but they're losing market share to Amazon. I'm just to hint at a study coming out from SEMrush this week. I believe it's coming out this week that I wrote. It goes through, part of it goes through Amazon's trend in upping their PLA game. They're spending way more on PLAs than they used to this year versus last year, or 2021 versus 2020. So Google's not backing off anytime soon.
No, and they're taking on more automation and giving us nowhere near the amount of control that we have. They're removing us out of the equation to a particular degree.
And they're going to try to say, no, we'll refine the process. We'll get this right. But it's not about getting it right. It's about not being so aggressive. And that will never change until something it just explodes.
Right.
Like I don't know. All of a sudden you have like I don't know. You have ads from like the Fourth Reich showing up in your inbox. Like okay, that's a big problem. They're gonna have to tone that down.
So this
I'm done. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. You're absolutely right, and this has a lot to do with attribution as well. Whenever we're talking to our clients or listening in on different agreed upon phone calls, so we can actually understand a little bit more about how the ad campaigns are actually running. I mean, the consumer doesn't understand the marketplace. I saw you on Google means so many different things. I saw you in an email ad. I saw you on a search. I saw you on a display network. I mean, they don't know where they're being connected to, but they know they are, right? So there's attribution on one side of the equation, but that also you can step in it when you're representing a brand with that type of I've opted out. What does that really mean to the consumer? They've opted out. Does that mean that they've opted out from all connection to you, right?
Right.
Because if they don't want to see something, okay, the email's coming in, but they could very well.
Yeah, but that's not where you want to spend your ad spend.
No.
Think about YouTube. I show my kids a YouTube video. I'll turn it on like I don't pay for the premium, right? Because I'm not paying for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, just cheap, right? So I'm putting on, I don't know, like, Daniel Tiger, like some kind of like, Christian Dior or Ralph Lauren, like half nude ad shows up. Like, forget the fact it's completely inappropriate for my children. But as an advertiser, which is not what I'm thinking more from my kids' perspective. But now I'm on the podcast talking about this.
Right.
What a waste.
Yep. Waste of money, waste.
And you can't, it's basic. Like, you can't figure out Daniel Tiger.
Right.
And like Christian Dior, did whatever bullcrap.
Yep.
Shouldn't show up in the same place. Is it that you can make self-driving cars, but you can't figure out that Christian Dior, did whatever shouldn't show up for Daniel Tiger.
But
I don't understand that.
But you're missing one variable in the equation, is that Google is really wanting to get between the advertiser and the agency that can dial that in more and more and say, you know what, let us smart drive this thing. And they're edging out advertisers that know what they're doing and getting to the clients that may hear, hey, okay, my optimization has dropped. Yeah, go ahead and affect those ads, kick on the budget. And now, who does that serve except for Google Ads, right?
Waste. I mean, just a waste.
Yeah, it is. There are some problem-solving techniques that Kirk actually, we're talking about Kirk Williams, actually. He actually dropped in there. Very good guy, friend of the show. And he talks about how you could help customers avoid seeing these Google Gmail ads to customers who have actually unsubscribed. You can actually do a few steps in, and we certainly recommend you have a look at the article. It was a hot tamale there in LinkedIn, and that's fantastic to be able to see how. And I did comment into the fracas there. This is how the organic system should actually happen here. There's a problem. Jenny, who is the lead over at Google Ads, jumped in, talked about the problem, took it to the team. The team's responding. There's no longer this edifice that you just can't get answers from. They're very responsive, and kudos to the Google Ads team for that type of response. Now, do they like wasting money of advertisers? Maybe sometimes, but at the end of the day,
aggressive.
Yeah, it is too aggressive, and we're immersed so much in so many different data points. You have to know that you can create a tone deafness to the consumers that you're trying to attract. If they do opt out, have a system to opt them out of the delivery of these ads, because you could just be bashing them in the head regularly and not even know it. All right. We're proud to have Site Strategics as a sponsor of Edge of the Web this week. We're pioneers in the agile digital marketing methodology. Our core specialties are technical SEO, including core web vitals optimization, SEM, social media, conversion rate optimization, results-based marketing that actually works. We've also developed a unique omnichannel marketing, media marketing process and a content curation process. We actually work with our clients, come into this very studio, record. We put together a lot of good questions that are strategically developed to be able to unpack some great information from our client as easy as possible, as easy as just getting on the mic. So we actually take all that and pan for gold. We have some fantastic content that comes out of these sessions. discussion. So if you're interested in what we can do for you, give us a call at 877-736-4932. All right, so second article on deck here. From Barry Schwartz over at Search Engine Roundtable, Google shows more product-rich results for pages without structured data. Starting in mid-December, Google seemed to start showing more product-rich results in the search results for many of the snippets, even if those pages did not have product-structured data on them. Now, this is interesting. I wanted to pull this around for a discussion, Morty, as there was a number of influencers that jumped into this. Brody Clark actually jumped in there first and posted it on January 12th. And Lily Ray and her coworker also jumped in there.
Ramos.
Yeah, and Glenn
Good
Gay.
guy.
Fantastic.
Also a good guy. A lot of good people.
A lot of people actually sharing.
Lily Ray's also, in case you're listening, Lily Ray's also a really good person.
Yes, she is. Anybody else you want to mention?
Daniel Weisberg's kind of a nice person sometimes. I'm kidding. Daniel's a really nice person.
Well, they are jumping in, showing a heck of a lot of growth in rich snippets and pointing out that these pages don't have structured data, or more importantly, product-rich result data on these pages. So what's going on here, Morty? Getting rich results without structured data, without schema? I mean, tell me it's not so, sir.
Yeah, well, why not? Why would? Okay, Google okay. Slow it down here. Slow it down. Google doesn't need structured data to understand what's on the page.
That's right.
Google likes structured data, like cats like catnip, because it's fun and easy.
All right, we're going to have to use that.
It saves. I don't know if that makes any sense, by the way. It just came out of my mouth.
The catnip of the SEO world.
Absolutely. Google just rolls on its back and plays with your page like a ball of thread. No, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing: it never needed it before. But it also, we're seeing it right now. We're seeing that there's a growth of featured snippet inside of Search Console. Now, Search Console has evolved over time, showcasing that. So you have, things that didn't come into our optics as of yet, but now things are starting to emerge on the Search Console side of things. I argue that they've been around for a bit, these non-structured feature snippets, but I think they're unpacking more and understanding more than ever before. These are products. These are different types. These are FAQ pieces. You're going to see more come from Google because it's trying to engage with its consumer more and more. So whether or not you're moving structured or not, right, it's going to find that out and position it correctly. And there's the challenge. You could very well capitalize even more with structured data, but Google's actually deciding to make up its own mind and not wait for you anymore. Go ahead.
Well, so I'm curious, theory, just spewing things out at this point.
Go for it.
But I wonder if, look, Google has a problem in that it's not Amazon, and it never will be Amazon. But where Google does have an advantage, I think, is like with the travel websites. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but Google has its own travel website, and it's awesome, right? You can get trends and information and all sorts of data and all sorts of great stuff to help you plan your flight and your trip.
Right. Where
I think Google has an advantage over Amazon is offering that kind of information about a product, trends, and you kind of see this. There are features where you can say this is good price for the item that whatever you're trying to buy. There are these kind of things that are in there. They're not as visual or visible as I think they should be. But I wonder if Google's saying, hey, you know what? Let's test how well we understand the information related to a product on the page. And now once we feel confident and train ourselves to get this right, now we can do all sorts of crazy things with showing information related to products on wherever they need to do this, whether it be on the SERP itself or in the Merchant Center, the shopping SERP, whatever you want to call it. I wonder if that's what's happening here. Just spewing that out.
That's interesting. Because they're looking for validation on that, then they'll go hog wild on stuff. I
think they do this more often than you think. I think, by the way, a lot of the title tag rewrites are about this. Google testing out and seeing what they can or can't do with content and how well they do or don't understand content. I think this is very similar to that.
That's a very good point. And you better believe they've been testing CTRs, we mentioned on the show last week, 61% of titles were changed over the course of the last couple of months here, and you better believe they've got the data to be able to demonstrate whether or not that was a good play or not, right? And to Morty's point, they're getting better and better with what they're doing in title changes. So it gets back to our original article about Google taking more opportunities with these type of smart searches inside of paid ads, but it's the same thing. Is that you don't have to have that structured data. Google's lifting that off of your site and actually testing that out right in front of the consumer. This is what we're talking about here. Is Google's trying to make sure that it's interacting and getting as much data from its consumer as possible. And if you're not doing it, it's going to do it for you, right?
It needs information.
It does.
That's how it makes a living.
Got to feed the beast. All right. Quickly, let's take a quick break and let you know what's going on the show. For a bit of housekeeping here, mid-show. Last week, our second episode with Joe Martinez and Michelle Morgan's in-studio podcast. Check that out. We had a big league fun here. This week, we're going to be dropping the product-led SEO first episode with Barry Schwartz. And next week, there's going to be a new scrum on the way. What could go wrong here? We've got Barry Adams and Jonah Alderson as they respectfully discuss Google AMP. There's a bit of inside baseball. You got to check it out because it was a really good show. And boy, it was almost like a cage match. Join our newsletter. It's getting a revamp, and we're going to be packing much more information into your work week with that. It's a free sign up. Just go over to edgeofthewebradio.com and sign up. You'll be seeing a lot of new information coming your way. All right. Last thing we want to say here with this break is we're certainly proud to have our nlinks.net sponsorship with Edge of the Web. Did you know that entities play a major role in how search engines understand and rank content on the web? Optimizing your content solely around keywords is a thing of the past. Now it's time to add entities into the mix and reach higher rankings as well as rich results using nlinks, an award-winning software in entity SEO. nlinks provides you with expert-level data to build your content around any keyword that Google, so that Google will have a better understanding of the context of your articles. Go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/nlinks today. That's INLINKS. edgeofthewebradio.com nlinks, and claim your free nlinks account and start creating content that will outperform your competitors. Thank you very much for your indulgence there. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Third article from Search Engine Journal. And you know what? We wanted to take this one on just because it's our month, right? Top 17 SEO podcasts for 2022 from Roger Montti. Be entertained and become a better search marketer by listening to these most reputable, authoritative SEO podcasts in 2022. So we certainly appreciate being referenced there on the show, on the Search Engine Journal, as I think we've been noted several years going, and we certainly do appreciate it, Roger. We just want to go through the list of the shows that are out there that are pushing forth some great information in regards to SEO. Search Engine Journal show with Lauren Baker, WTS.
That was number one.
That was number one. Yes, absolutely. I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Don't be that way.
What we have no right to slam that. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, absolutely.
We're so vain.
Azim's there. Azim Digital Asks, Azim Ahmad, and he has a fantastic
you
show.
skipped one. You skipped one. Women in Tech SEO.
Yeah, I guess I did say WTS. Women in Tech.
Oh, okay. You glossed over it too quickly. It's a great podcast.
Well, you distracted me. That's what you did.
Sorry. I am one giant distraction. Azim, also a good guy.
So Sarah McDonald and Arij Abdullah Abali. With WTS, you really are. Thanks so much. Rankable podcast.
Garrett Sussman's podcast.
Yes, from I Pull Rank. You were on there just recently.
I was. Garrett is one of my favorite people. He's awesome.
Talk about two ADD children trying to play with each other. I mean, you guys never got to the bloody topics at hand. You know that.
I know. Well, no, we did. Kind of, I think. I don't know. I lost my train of thought so many times. Where are we?
Story Shout podcast with Kelsey Jones. A very good podcast. Let's see here. Marketing O'Clock with Greg Finn, Jessica Buttle, Christine Shep, Zern Held, and Mark Sartarelli. Thank you very much. We certainly lift them up. They've been doing a fantastic job beefing up their podcast and their visual side of things as well. So a podcast is not just audio, right? It's video, right? Kind of like this. So Edge of the Web's mentioned there, and Roger took time with me to actually understand a little bit more about what we're doing and the different type of shows we're doing. We're doing the Edge News that you're listening to. We also have our interviews, weekly interviews on the Edge. We also have Edge Flash, a 15-minute quick news brief about a single breaking news item, as well as the Scrum, about an hour-long panel discussion with multiple guests. So thanks for actually breaking out that information about what we're doing, trying to give you more to entertain yourself and educate yourself on a regular basis. Webcology with Jim Hedger and Dave Davies. Calicube Tuesdays, SEO podcast, our friend Jason Bernard. And boy, does he covers a lot of information there. And we always recommend you checking out the live video that he does as well. Google Podcasts, search Off the Record. Yeah, absolutely. With Martin Splitt and John Mueller and Gary Eash. Marketing Scoop podcast with SEMrush.
I mean, hey, yeah, go check out the old episodes, good stuff, and buy SEMrush.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
Not sure what I'm supposed to say at this point.
Well, Laura Morelli was great.
In case you don't know that. Oh, she's great. I love Laura.
Yeah, we worked with you guys
Laura.
a little bit on that.
But we don't do that podcast anymore.
No, you don't. Food Blogger Pro podcast.
I'm sorry, what?
Food Blogger SEO podcast focused on everything to do with monetizing a website. I've not heard this one.
I've never did that. Did someone did he? Is that right?
I think so. Yeah. Also, hey, check this out. The In Search SEO podcast by Rank Ranger, hosted by Mordy Overstein.
I don't host it. I haven't hosted that. I haven't hosted that in 3 years. 4 years.
Mordy, are you? I mean, you're ghost podcasting on the side there.
I mean, you could have put in the SEO Rant podcast if you wanted to put my name there, or just throw my name with Edge of the Web. I would have been honored. But no, we went with a podcast. I almost made 100 episodes on that podcast. I then got to 88.
You did.
I haven't done that. Yeah, since I don't know. It's got to be 2-3 years at least. But glad to be on the list. Also, guys at Rank Ranger, maybe you should change the description on the website thing you got there. It still has my name there, and you have a new host, so that probably sucks for him.
We're just trying to keep you updated here on the Edge. Tech Bound.
Am I getting paid for this?
No, you're not.
By Rank Ranger? No.
Hey, wow. I mean, your name on the list should be good enough, right?
Hey, look,
you're working very hard.
Guy on your site for the go ahead, go for it, whatever.
Kevin Indig's podcast, Tech Bound.
That's
podcast.
a good guy right there.
Yeah.
That's a good guy right there.
Doing very good, very good. And let's see here. We also have Crawling Mondays with Alita Solis, and certainly you should join her as well as her newsletter. It's fantastic.
SEO FOMO, do that.
Oh my gosh,
I love that newsletter. Love it.
It is incredible.
Plugging away at things here, but she's fantastic.
Nerd Brand podcast. I haven't come across yet. Jason Davis, Jonathan Payne, and Mitch Gregory. So that made the list there. And
by the way, are we sure it could have made the list from 10 years ago? Are we sure that's still a current podcast? I'm just bringing it up because the In Search SEO podcast is.
Well, we'll have to go check them out again. All right. I'm sure there's.
I'm just salty.
Yes, you really are. Sorry, Roger.
No, Roger's great. I'm more like on a Rank Ranger, but I still listen on their website for.
You're just trying to put some graffiti on that. That's what you're trying to do.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go next.
Last one on the list here, Make SEO Simple Again with Daniel Chung, and he's doing a great job regularly on making sure. He's based out of Sydney, Australia, so that's great content he's pushing out on a regular basis.
Also a great guy.
Absolutely.
A lot of great people here.
I'm thinking so. Even Morty, right? So
I was here. Hey, you can't get rid of me, even if it's an old podcast.
All right, you can't get rid of him on SEO chat.
Wait, can I bring this up?
Yes, you can.
What is it about SEO podcast lists? There's just something about it, right? If you do best SEO blogs,
right?
All right, they're probably only crappy blogs, but they're still current,
right?
But for whatever reason, when it comes to SEO podcast lists, There's like podcasts that haven't produced an episode in like, I don't know, 10 years.
Well, I mean, we still have to have we still have to have the list out there, and it's good content, right?
No, it's good. You know, I get it. It's evergreen. I'm evergreen content.
You are evergreen.
I am evergreen content. I'm flattered.
So
now.
every time that Morty comes on, we're going to
I
have
will
to have
never die.
one of the dangling green trees that you hang from the rearview mirror.
Well, can I be the black ice one?
Oh, see.
I thought you were going to go with mistletoe.
Yes. Well, the Jewish guy is going with mistletoe.
Morty is mistletoe.
That's holiday. That's not Christian, or is it?
I don't know.
I think it's pagan, actually.
Yeah,
You tell me. I don't know. It's not.
You know what's not
Smells like
pagan?
bacon to me.
Not pagan is hashtag SEO chat every week. It is running regularly with or without Morty. It's a great conversation of SEOs around the planet. 1 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. All right, there's your setup, Morty.
Who's hosting? You don't know because I didn't tweet yet.
Sam
You
Underwood.
did? Oh, you looked at last week's.
There we go.
Oh,
See?
you guys are good.
Yeah, Sam Underwood,
guys are
UK on
good.
Twitter. Yeah, you got to check that out. So what's the topic this week?
Crap. No, I
Wait,
made sure to
so
look
did we just get
beforehand.
made fun of for not knowing when we did know?
Yes.
But Morty doesn't know.
Yes.
No, I
right.
knew what I
Yeah, you're
I
tracking.
had a brain fart. I specifically checked because I knew I was going to botch this. Every week I botch it. Transitioning to be self-employed in the SEO industry. Are you in the need of a career change? Do you hate bosses? How about you just be self-employed and transition and get tips from Sam Underwood on SEO chat? Jacob will be there.
I feel
as
like
he
I'm
tries to
skipping this
transition.
one.
I'm going to be watching what you're doing during that hour. It's not for the faint of heart, folks. Just
Is this why you scheduled a meeting Thursday? at 1
absolutely.
o'clock? Okay.
Exactly. How about taking your job seriously, Jacob?
Well, you might just let him leave if you don't think he's taking it seriously. Let him go be self-employed.
All right, that's it for the Edge this week. I can't contain Morty anymore. He's going to abuse us. So we gotta mute Morty, or as Nat would say it, mute the Mort. Hashtag mute the Mort.
I mean, I was gonna say like, congratulations, 10 years. I mean, you're the first SEO podcast, really, ever the first SEO podcast. No,
I think so.
gotta be.
Maybe.
I think you're the
Pretty darn
first.
close.
I think I was gonna say all these sorts of nice things, but no, you're gonna mute me. So you're lost.
Well, we appreciate you. All of the videos that were recorded are saying, "Hey, here's to another 10 years." I'm going, no, we can't do another 10 years on this.
Sure, you can. Come on.
Oh my gosh, that would literally throw me into the.
You got to
the
go for
asylum.
1,000 episodes.
I'm
for
planning
real.
on it.
Well, we're going to do 1,000 episodes, just like our friend Neil Patel. He'll knock out 6-minute episodes.
Oh, we're stealing people's episodes. Oh, we're stealing people's content too. I thought that was beneath us.
That was fantastic. Good to be on the stick there, Jacob. All right, that's it for Edge of the Web this week. Check out our show with Eli Schwartz discussing product-led SEO. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as it gets updated and we move these videos out. Check out what we did this show because that's neat to be able to walk down memory lane. Trust me. We moved from shag carpeting to this place, and over time, I think it was a good move. All right, from all of us over at Edge, stay safe, stay well, and Jacob.
Don't be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll see you next week.